Imagine a country that has seen the rise and fall of dynasties, inventions that changed the world, and a culture that has stood the test of time for over 5,000 years. That country is China. In this video, we'll explore the entire history of China, from its ancient roots to its modern-day powerhouse status. If you love learning about history and want to dive deeper into fascinating stories from the past, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. China's history begins in the distant past, around 2070 BCE, with the legendary Xia dynasty. Though not much is known about this early dynasty, it's considered the first Chinese kingdom. The Xia dynasty is mostly a mix of legend and historical fact, but it's said to have laid the foundations for what would become a continuous civilization. The first dynasty we know more clearly about is the Shang dynasty, which ruled from around 1600 BCE to 1046 BCE. The Shang were skilled at making bronze weapons, tools, and even intricate art. They also developed early forms of Chinese writing on oracle bones, pieces of ox bones and turtle shells used for divination. After the fall of the Shang, the Zhou dynasty took over around 1046 BCE. The Zhou ruled for a long time, over 800 years. Though their power weakened toward the end, it was during this dynasty that some of the most important Chinese philosophies were born, such as Confucianism, Taoism, and legalism. Confucius, the famous philosopher, taught about the importance of family, respect, and government. His ideas influenced Chinese society for thousands of years. Taoism, on the other hand, focused on living in harmony with nature, while legalism believed in strict laws and harsh punishments to maintain order. In 221 BCE, the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, united the country for the first time under the Qin dynasty. His reign was short but significant. He started the construction of the Great Wall of China and standardized Chinese writing, laws, and measurements across the land. Qin Shi Huang is also famous for the Terracotta Army, thousands of life-sized clay soldiers buried with him to protect him in the afterlife. However, the Qin dynasty didn't last long and collapsed after only 15 years due to revolts and harsh rule. Next came the Han dynasty, lasting from 206 BCE to 220 CE, often considered a golden age in Chinese history. The Han emperors expanded China's borders, traded with other civilizations along the Silk Road, and made significant advances in science and technology. Paper was invented during this time, as well as important developments in agriculture and astronomy. The Han dynasty's influence was so strong that the majority ethnic group in China today still refers to themselves as Han Chinese. After the Han fell, China experienced a period of division, known as the Three Kingdoms period, where different warlords fought for control. The Tang dynasty, which ruled from 618 to 907 CE, brought another period of prosperity and cultural flourishing. Poetry, art, and trade all thrived during the Tang period, and Buddhism became more popular. The capital, Chang'an, was one of the largest and most advanced cities in the world. Following the Tang was the Song dynasty, 960–1279 CE, which continued the trend of innovation. The Song dynasty saw the invention of gunpowder, the compass, and movable type printing, three technologies that would later change the world. Despite these advancements, the Song struggled with constant threats from northern tribes like the Mongols. In 1271, China was conquered by the Mongols, led by Kublai Khan, a grandson of Genghis Khan. He founded the Yuan dynasty, which ruled over China until 1368. The Mongols integrated much of Chinese culture but also introduced their own influences, making this a unique period of foreign rule in Chinese history. However, heavy taxation and social unrest led to the downfall of the Yuan dynasty, and the Chinese reclaimed their land. In 1368, the Ming dynasty rose to power, marking another era of Chinese greatness. The Ming emperors strengthened the Great Wall and built the Forbidden City in Beijing, a massive palace complex that housed the emperor and his court. One of the most famous figures from this time was Zheng He, a Ming admiral who led massive fleets on expeditions to Southeast Asia, India, and even Africa. However, the Ming later adopted an isolationist policy, limiting their contact with the outside world. The Qing dynasty, which began in 1644, was China's last imperial dynasty. Ruled by the Manchus, a people from northeast China, the Qing expanded China's borders to their largest extent. However, by the 19th century, internal rebellion and pressure from Western powers weakened the Qing. Events like the Opium Wars with Britain and the Taiping Rebellion caused great instability. Eventually, the dynasty fell in 1912, leading to the end of over 2,000 years of imperial rule in China. After the Qing fell, China became a republic. However, the country soon plunged into civil war, With factions fighting for control, the Chinese Communist Party, led by Mao Zedong, eventually won, establishing the People's Republic of China in 1949. Under Mao's leadership, China underwent massive changes, including land reforms, industrialization, and the controversial Cultural Revolution. Today, China is one of the world's leading economic and political powers. The country has modernized rapidly, becoming a key player in global trade, technology, and politics. While its history is filled with ups and downs, China has always managed to adapt and remain a central force in world affairs. And that's a brief look at the entire history of China, from its ancient dynasties to its rise as a global power. China's story is one of resilience and innovation. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing historical content.